All right, Fresh. Let's go to the West Coast. We're going to, I guess this is kind of Pac-12 after dark, but it's an 8 p.m. game. The 4-1 UCLA Bruins, getting a big win last weekend over Washington State, is going to travel all the way up to Corvallis. Crazy things happen in Corvallis. We love Corvallis, though, Fresh, against Oregon State. Oregon State 5-1 on the season here. DJU has been looking great. Dante Moore's been a nice freshman. Impressed by him. Time to record. Oregon State's only a 3.5-point favorite. But here's the thing that I'm really curious on your thoughts here, Fresh. This over-under is set at 54.5 right now. And that also includes UCLA boasting the Pac-12's best defense right now. And defense travels. Fresh, how do you see UCLA, Oregon State?
Well, I think UCLA's defense is absolutely fantastic. Sitting in the sports book last week in Vegas and watching them take on Cam Ward and Washington State. If it wasn't for the Washington State pick off of Moore that took it to the house, I don't really think they would. They didn't do anything in true, manageable time. That UCLA defense shut him down, shut the entire offense down. And I think that's more of a widespread, explosive passing attack compared to Oregon State, where they bring a little more of a physical power pro style. So what UCLA has done has been able to lay on their defense, which is completely rare. But Dante Moore in that offense, Carson Steele, running back, they haven't exactly been reliable, consistent, volatile from an offensive perspective. They are sort of trotting through. It's a major learning curve. And where I kind of, in flying back, being a Packers fan, Dante Moore, Jordan Love, new quarterbacks basically being this is their learning experience. Trying to learn on the fly, figure out defense, try to figure out how to play at the next level. You're going to make mistakes along the way. Do you have a defense to support you? Do you have a running game to support you? And how can you sort of survive and get to that next week with a win? Love obviously is not doing that right now. He's taking a lot of lumps for the Packers, but Moore, I've seen a little bit of growth. He didn't turn the ball over after that one pick six. Sort of maybe they took the ball out of his hands, maybe they took held it back, scaled back the offense, but that's coaching. If you have a great defense and you can scale it back and say, hey, you know what? I just need to make you this third down throw. I need to make the simple second down throw. We're going to run the football. We're going to let you sort of develop and grow instead of putting you out there. We do not need you to be DTR like we had last year. We just need you to be Dante Moore, play within the team right now. If we keep getting wins, we're going to be fine. We don't have to score 1,000 points because we all saw last year in the USC-UCLA game, they put up, 40-something, 45, and they still lost. Sometimes scoring a ton of points isn't exactly the best. If you could stop somebody and maybe score 14 to 20, and you might be able to survive, it might work. So it's going to be pains. There's going to be learning curves there for UCLA, but that defense, if they keep playing the same way, they're in great shape. And defense travels, running games travel. That helps them a lot. On the other side, Oregon State had a little tough time there with Cal, survived, won, moved on last week. But DJU, Damian Martinez, an entire offense playing very efficient football. They're playing like they should. They are when you're the favorite, learning how to be expecting to win and playing expecting to win is a growth of a program. This is now 2 years in a row we've seen Oregon State with the expectations to win playing at that high level. You're seeing Jonathan Smith calling the right plays, keeping the team in the right formations, right down a distance, and the defense showing up. I think this being on Fox, everyone's going to be tuning in. It's a national game. Oregon State has another chance to really showcase that they are truly here forever and they're not going away. And I have a really, really good feeling it's going to happen. Oregon State will get this win. They will cover. The under, I think, will hit. We're going to get something like a 27-20, maybe even like a 24-17 ball game. It is going to be a grinded out late fourth quarter drive or something like that. It's going to end up winning this football game. But it's going to be a nice battle. It's going to be it's going to be the complete opposite of what we've seen in Pac-12 in the past, where you're going to have 55-50. This is going to be a slobber knocker. And we're gonna see some very talented defenses get after it, but Oregon State will get the win in the end. I think just get more experience at the quarterback position and being at home helps a little bit.
Yeah, it's been impressive how balanced the Oregon State offense has been. You take a look, they got 1,400 yards passing, a little bit more than that, and then 1,200 yards rushing there. This is a truly balanced attack, and Damian Martinez is getting a lot of help from Deshaun Fenwick. He's getting a lot of help from DJU in that rushing attack. We were really big fans of Martinez coming in here. Kid's averaging 6.5 yards a carry. But, as much as we want to give the accolades over there to UCLA and their defense, and especially the guys like Latu, who has just been a wrecking ball for the Bruins, again, it goes back to this whole idea of Oregon State. Like Oregon State's got 17 sacks on the season, but they don't got a single guy with more than 3 sacks. They have 4 guys on their team with double-digit sacks, and then if you go and you got 2 more guys with a sack and a half. It is a team mentality, which is what makes Oregon State so difficult. We were talking about earlier in the Iowa game and in the Wisconsin game. Both those teams are kind of one-dimensional. If you go out and sell out to stop the run against one of them, or if you want to play a dime package or a nickel defense out there and drop 5, 6 defensive backs and say, run the ball against us because I got a pretty stout defensive line. You can really give a team fits and take them out of their offensive game plan. The thing I love about Oregon State this year is just that. They are a completely balanced football team from offense to defense. It's not one person. It's not just this is the guy who stirs the drink. If something went down with DJU, if he went out for the year, I don't think the wheels fall off for Oregon State. I think they got a good enough rushing attack. They got a good enough offensive line. The defense has played well enough that, this team could kind of continue to chug along. Same thing with UCLA, though. You take a look at what they've done. They've kind of given Dante Moore an opportunity to learn along the way. You take a look after Oregon. It's interesting because these 2 teams have played like a round robin schedule. Both of them have played Washington State. Both of them have played Utah, and this is the last game they're playing up against each other. Both teams are 1-1. It's going to be huge which team can come out of this 2-1 in that stretch. UCLA gets a little bit easier for you. Stanford, Colorado, Arizona is a little more tricky than we thought it would be. That's at Arizona, interesting, but Arizona State there until that November 18th matchup against USC. Same thing with Oregon State. After Oregon State's done with this, you do have that trip to Arizona next week, but you have Colorado, Stanford, and then they end the season. They need to really get ramped up for Washington at home, and then the Civil War at the end of the year. I love this Oregon State team, Fresh. We've been carrying water for Oregon State. We've been talking about building the dam around Corvallis. Oregon State's done a great job. I love this program. I love everything that they're doing. Their only loss right now is a good loss. I mean, it's a tight one against Washington State on the road there by 3 points. This Oregon State team, they have enough in front of them that if hypothetically they ran the table, that means they would have wins over UCLA, Washington, and Oregon. This is an outsider playoff team if all the chips fall right to it. But again, you would have to get through a gauntlet of a schedule.
I don't think they're an outlier or a playoff team because only 4 teams get in. If it was 12-team playoff, they'd be a lock, but not a 14 playoff. They would not get in.
So I'm telling you, though, if they go 6-1 here, and then they end the season beating Washington and Oregon in back-to-back weeks, that's a pretty strong resume.
They'd have to do it again, though, in the title game.
Right. And I mean, then you might have a shot at then getting USC. And it's the only team that went beyond the schedule.
It would be a very impressive run if they were able to pull that off.
Right. That's why I'm saying way outsider, but not impossible. Like they have a nice path, but they're an outsider.
Okay. I'll give you that.
All right.